Malaysia's government just announced that the new Malaysia My Second Home requirements will not apply to existing pass holders. Does this announcement come too late, or will existing pass holders remain in the country? This announcement does not come as a complete surprise. After the government had announced the new requirements 2 months ago, many existing pass holders complained about the new requirements and that it was unfair for them to be even asked to meet the new requirements, considering that when those people signed up for the program, they were promised that those requirements will not change. It put people into a really awkward situation. Before we talk about what people will likely do, I want to give you a bit of an overview of everything that happened so far, because I know there's a lot of people watching this video who are not aware of all the changes and all the things that happened over the past months. Since the pandemic started in March of 2020, Malaysia My Second Home pass holders were banned from entering Malaysia, while spouses of Malaysians and citizens were allowed to enter the country. With over 57,478 pass holders, this visa program definitely generated interest over the past years. Everything looked fine. People were happy with this program. Up until the point when the government, it was about 2 months ago, the government announced that the new requirements need to be met by all applicants, all new applicants, and also existing pass holders. Let's have a quick look at the new requirements and the old requirements. So before, people needed to prove an offshore income of just 10,000 ringgit a month, which comes down to roughly $2,500 a month. But right now, every person who wants to apply for this program needs to have an offshore income of 40,000 ringgit per month, which is about $10,000 a month. Previously, the pass was valid for 10 years, whereas right now it's only valid for 5 years. Applicants needed to prove liquidable assets of just 350,000 ringgit and 500,000 ringgit for those below 50. But right now, every person needs to prove liquidable assets of 1.5 million ringgit. Right now, applicants are required to deposit 1 million ringgit into a Malaysian fixed deposit account. Whereas before, only 150,000 ringgit was required for those above 50 and 300,000 ringgit for those below 50. You can kind of see that people are not getting a good deal right now. Anyway, the whole point is people who are on this pass, they probably don't want to leave Malaysia. At least they thought so up until the point when the government announced the new requirements and also required, they were really looking for old applicants to meet the new requirements, which was definitely unfair, considering the fact that when all those people, whenever they signed up for this program, were told, you know what, if you get on this pass, the requirements will not change in the future. They signed up in full belief, in faith, and that faith seems to be gone, because even though the government reversed now and said, you know what, no, you are on this visa, you're on the MM2H visa, and you've been living in this country for a few years, we still want you to stay. The problem with this announcement is that a lot of people have already made up their minds. They're ready to go to other places. They have already looked into other options, and some of them already left. The announcement the government made in August really put people into an awkward situation, because people did not expect this to happen. I mean, at some point, you probably think, yeah, the requirements are going to change because of inflation. They will change because of the Malaysian government wanting to limit people from certain countries to come to Malaysia. But that's why you set quotas. I don't blame existing Malaysia My Second Home pass holders, because they have put their faith into this program, into the government. And for them, it must have been a very hard and heartbreaking decision, considering how much time they have already spent in Malaysia, considering the amount of money they invested, considering the life that they built in the country, considering the friendships they made. I can tell you from personal experience, it's always very difficult to leave a place that you feel very attached to. Let's have a look at some of the available options for existing Malaysia My Second Home pass holders who want to remain in the Southeast Asia region. Thailand announced not too long ago a 10-year visa that allows new applicants to bring their spouses, their family members to Thailand with them. The financial requirements are a little bit high, so you need to invest 250,000 to 500,000 Thai baht into real estate bonds approved by the Thai government. Thailand wants to obtain 1 million new wealthy residents. I do believe the entry requirements for this program are a little bit on the high end, because the people who are on the Malaysia My Second Home program who have invested money, they need to have 250K to 500K that they're willing to invest. This is not a small amount, and I have no idea what they will do about their home in Malaysia. So I don't know if Thailand is the right option for everyone. So here's a couple more options. Vietnam has really been liberal during this pandemic. The country has allowed foreigners who arrived in Vietnam before the pandemic started to stay until late April 2021. And I think it was extended again until August of this year. Now, this was a very liberal move, considering many people were stranded in Vietnam and other Asian countries, but the Vietnamese government has really shown heart. I know that Vietnam had a little bit of a difficult time during the past months, especially after Delta broke out. However, I do believe at some point, probably in the next 3 to 9 months, the country will open its borders to international tourists. If and when it happens, I think many people will want to go to Vietnam, considering how liberal the government has been during the pandemic. And once things returned to normal in Vietnam, you can go to Vietnam on a tourist visa, which can be extended multiple times in the country without needing to leave the country. Plus, there's also a bunch of other visas available for those looking for a more permanent home. The Philippines is also a country that has shown great respect to foreigners over the past months. In fact, just recently, the Philippine government announced that all foreigners that are left in the country are allowed to remain in the country for as long as they want. A very liberal move indeed. The Philippines has always been very open, very liberal. You could go to the Philippines on a 30-day tourist visa, and once you're in the country, depending on your country of nationality, you could have extended your visa in the Philippines for many times. So many people used this tourist visa to live in the Philippines from anywhere from 24 to 36 months. And it was a great option. This new rule the government proposed was just applied a few days ago. So the people who had already left the country because their visa expired or didn't have any option to extend, yes, they are locked out of the country, but the remaining foreigners, I don't know how many remain, but probably anywhere from, I want to say 20 to 30%, roughly, they can remain in the country now for as long as they want. And the Philippines, whenever they open back up again, they'll be happy. They'll be welcoming you with open arms. So I'd be looking at definitely Vietnam, the Philippines, and the last place I wanted to talk with you about is Bali, Indonesia. In fact, the place is about to open up, and there's a 1-year business visa available for those who are looking to try out the island. Bali has been opened and closed several times over the past 18 months. I don't think it's the worst place to be. I think it's a good place to be if you want that proximity to Malaysia, if you don't want to go too far, and if you want to still do that right now while you're waiting on a country like Vietnam or the Philippines to open up to international tourists again. So those are the options. And of course, another option, if you feel like it, and I know some people do, is to remain in Malaysia. Are you on the Malaysia My Second Home pass? If so, what do you think about the recent announcement? Do you think it came too late, or are you willing to stay in the country? Leave a comment below and let us know. I got 2 recommendations for you. 1, I shot a video on the best countries for single guys. If you want to watch this video, then click on the link that appears right here. 2, I shot another video on countries without entry restrictions. If you want to watch this video, there should be another link right here. Make sure to subscribe and turn on alerts to receive a notification when I upload the next video on travel updates, visas, and digital nomad locations. Thank you for watching.